You're in a crowded bar. The lighting is terrible, someone bumps your shoulder, and your phone's Face ID fails. Without thinking, you quickly manually type in your 4-digit passcode. Looking over someone's shoulder to steal information is one of the oldest tricks in the book. It used to be about snatching an ATM pin to drain a checking account. But this flowchart maps out a modern attack pipeline highlighted by the Wall Street Journal, showing how the stakes have escalated. An attacker watches you punch in those 4 numbers, then snatches the device from your hands and unlocks it. Because mobile operating systems treat that device passcode as the highest security authority, the thief can immediately reset your Apple ID password, disable tracking, and bypass Face ID to open your password manager and banking apps. Billions of dollars go into developing digital encryption, but a stranger standing 2 feet away renders all of it useless. The physical space between you and your screen is the weakest link in your cybersecurity. That physical space doesn't have to be close. High-powered optical zoom on smartphones, recording smart glasses, and compromised security cameras allow attackers to steal credentials from entirely across a room. To counter this, researchers have started designing software that specifically tricks camera lenses without bothering the actual user. One system out of Uzenix Security is called EyeShield. This visualization demonstrates how EyeShield overlays your screen with a calculated checkered pixel grid. When you look at it up close, your eyes naturally blend the grid together to read the text. But as distance increases, the optical resolving power drops, and the grid degrades the image into a blur that a remote camera can't decipher. Engineers at NYU took a different approach with Illusion Pen. By blending high and low spatial frequencies, the system projects 2 entirely different numeric keypads at once. The user typing on the phone sees one set of numbers, while an observer standing 3 feet away sees a completely different arrangement. Other tools actively patrol the physical area around you. The app Eyes Off uses your device's webcam as an intelligent rearview mirror. If its AI model detects a second face looking at your screen, it instantly hides your work and locks the computer. Protecting data in public requires actively manipulating optics and software to control exactly what a distant lens is allowed to capture. But what happens if the attacker never actually sees you type? What if they only walk up to your desk after you've already logged in and left the room? Researchers at UC Irvine developed a post-factum attack called Terminator. Every time you touch a standard ABS plastic keyboard, your fingertips transfer a measurable amount of absolute thermal energy into the keys. This timeline illustrates how an off-the-shelf thermal imaging camera can read those glowing heat signatures left behind on the plastic to reconstruct your exact password, up to 30 seconds after you finish typing. Even after a minute, partial key sets remain highly visible, and if you are a hunt and peck typist, you leave a much stronger thermal signature because your fingers rest on the keys longer than a fast touch typist. The most effective countermeasure is completely manual, intentionally creating thermal noise by swiping your warm palm across the entire keyboard as soon as you finish logging in. Alternatively, some systems remove physical touch entirely. Gaze-assisted authentication uses eye tracking technology, letting users log in by simply following moving shapes on the screen with their pupils. There's no heat to leave behind, and nothing an observer can memorize. Time and body heat have become vectors for data theft. An adversary no longer needs to be in the room while you work to breach your accounts. Walk into a modern open-plan office or a busy coffee shop, and you are looking at a highly porous attack surface. Every exposed monitor and keyboard is a potential point of failure. As thermal cameras and high-resolution optical sensors continue to drop in price, the arms race between physical surveillance and digital defense will inevitably accelerate. You can secure your mobile devices by breaking the attack chains. On a smartphone, you can use screen time settings to lock your Apple ID account changes behind a secondary, entirely different passcode. If a thief steals your primary PIN, they still can't lock you out of your digital life. For desktop environments, combining a polarized physical privacy screen with the habit of wiping your keyboard after entering sensitive data effectively neutralizes both optical and thermal threats. Installing the latest antivirus software only protects the hardware. To maintain true security, you have to actively defend the physical footprint of your own body, your heat, and your space.